she didn't have to go back and watch it.
Right.
So a good movie can explain to you without explaining to you.
Which they did explain it to you, but they did it in a way where
it wasn't like, oh.
Yeah, like, because technically they explained to you how Pet Sematary worked.
Right.
Because of the Native American and the pilgrims that come there, and then they bury the guy.
Right.
Which, to somebody that hasn't watched it, it explains it to them, but to us, it shows us how it started.
Right.
Brilliant.
And
that's how you do it.
Did you notice the other thing? Because we found out that Timmy indeed hung himself because we saw the noose, and then he took the bandana off and you could see the rope burn.
Yeah.
But did you notice the first time he interacts with Pam Grier, he brings up the fact that her father committed suicide by hanging himself.
Right.
And I think that was a little subtlety to say, hey, I'm trying to make you feel emotional right here and bringing this up and trying to hurt your feelings, basically trying to say the most hurtful thing I can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did the same thing.
Yeah, because
maybe subconsciously they're telling you that this is how Timmy died, 30 minutes before we actually found out how he died.
Right. Which is possible, but it's also like he's pretty much gone, but he's still not completely gone when we see Timmy. And you get that when Judd and his father go into the pet cemetery when you hear the voices, because the voices can't take over the living because we're too strong.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
so which I like that aspect. I like that they showed that, and explained that.
We actually have to bring up this point because I don't think that this was in any other Pet Sematary movie, but the only way to destroy this was to shoot them or destroy the eyes.
Destroy the eyes. Yeah.
And the whole point of that is you can't. In most movies, like zombie films, you got to destroy the brain. In some movies, you got to destroy the heart. Well, if you're already dead, your brain and heart's already dead.
Yeah.
So, but if you're possessed,
it's a demon,
a demon comes into your soul, and the only thing that they really have is to use your eyes to commit their evil deeds, right?
Yeah, it's the gateway to the soul.
Exactly. So stuff like that was I think brilliantly added into this. I mean, I think that this is a lot smarter and a lot better movie. And
yeah, the more we're talking about it, the more I appreciate it, because this as a prequel, I think should enhance the original, and this does.
Yeah. And like going back to what we said before, if you want to apply this to the original or the remake, go ahead, and it might actually, like, if you're on the fence about the remake, maybe this one will make you like it a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it can't possibly make you like the original, because if you don't like the original, you're a fucking square. But anyway, I think we've praised this movie enough to the point where
we really have. I guess we need to talk about the negative.
Well, the only negative that I think, and we talked about this, is I don't think in the beginning they didn't do enough time to show us how close the three boys were.
Yeah.
We kind of find out throughout the movie how they were close friends at the end. Right. And I believe they would have took maybe 5-6 minutes to show them when they were younger and how close they were.
Yeah, like one of them getting hurt and then like them coming together to help that friend.
Yeah,
so
kind of like a clubhouse thing where they all hug each other, shake hands, and then it fades to black, and you know 6 years later,
yeah,
something like that. But other than that, I really don't have a negative thing to say about it. I mean,
no, that's the only negative for me personally.
And for those, we won't spoil the ending. If you remember the first Pet Sematary and you remember Judd telling the story about what happened to Timmy in the first film, we're not going to spoil that or anything. is kind of a twist to it, but just watch it and you'll find out. If you're wondering,
goodie.
If you're thinking to yourself, well, damn, I already know the ending of the film because I heard Judd tell Lewis the story in the first one. Well, kind of, but watch it and you'll know what we say.
Exactly.
So, we got to give this thing a rating, and I think that it might be higher than what we originally gave it.
Yeah, the more I'm talking about it, the more higher. Like, me and you both talked about it. We were like 3.
Yeah, it was a solid 3. But now talking about it and really realizing, like, all the little things that made this movie really enjoyable, I think we have to give it a 4. Or at least I'm gonna have to give it a 4, man.
I'm kind of up there with it because I gave because I think of course the original's a 5.
Like it makes me want to rewatch it like tonight.
Yeah, it does, but it's rewatchable. I think I can't see no reason not giving it a 4. I mean, it told the story well, the performances was awesome, the death scenes were great. It still had a couple moments, when the skin comes off the foot.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Just like you said, yes, there's a lot of cutaway and imagination, but when there is gore, there's some pretty fucking good gore in it.
But it makes you appreciate it. It intensifies it. I think the only other negative I can think about this movie is that it didn't go to theaters.
I definitely, if I was behind the film, and I would have tried. I would have tried. Maybe they just didn't want to take a chance on it, and whatever. Or maybe,
this is top 5.
Yeah, maybe they were like, the remake didn't perform too well, or there's a lot of negative comments on the remake, and we don't want to get that same.
It's just safer putting it. It's safer putting it on a streaming service these days.
But it's not a it's not a straight to streaming service quality movie.
No.
It's not like one of those straight to DVD back in the day things where you're taking a chance. It might be good, it might not. This one, we like it.
No, when this comes out on 4K or Blu-ray, I'm buying it. Like, I'm adding this physically to my collection because it is. I'm hoping that it comes physically to media. I don't even think Hellraiser got a physical release.
No, for whatever reason, probably because physical media is fading a little bit here.
I hate it.
A lot of films, it's almost like, I just told you the other day, the Grinch movie with David Howard Thornton.
Yeah.
We watched that at the beginning of the year, and it just came out on physical media like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was at the beginning of the freaking year.
I know.
And it sucks because at one time, we were Abbott, like physical media buyers. We're kind of slowed down a little bit because we've got spoiled with streaming services, and it's a little bit easier just to click on it. But every once in a while, we'll see something that comes out, in your case on 4K, in my case on Blu-ray, something that looks pretty fucking cool. And we're like, you know what? I like that movie enough, and this artwork sent me over the edge enough to spend money on it.
Exactly. And hopefully we get that with the Pet Sematary. But, as always, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I'm JT Ripper.
And I'm Todd of Thunder saying toodaloo.
And stay spooky. And sometimes, dead is better.